This is Roselyn from Belonlay Media, and I'm super excited about today's conversation. We have a very special guest who's joining us. He is an actor whose talent and passion lights up every single screen that he's on. And you may be familiar with him from his unforgettable role known as Big Country on the powerful Netflix drama Burning Sands. And he brought so much intensity and heart to the story that still has people talking to this day. And so today, this particular conversation, we are going to dive into his latest project, the highly anticipated film Sinners, directed none other than the amazing Ryan Coogler. And he's sharing the screen with some of the biggest industry names out there. And trust me, you do not want to miss what he brings to this role. And also, you can learn what he does outside of it. And so, for those that haven't had the chance or the pleasure to even see you on screen on any of your projects, Burning Sands, Sinners, that's why we're here. Can you tell everybody about yourself?
My name is Christian Robinson. I'm an actor, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I fell in love with acting when I was about 23 years old in a church play. A wonderful woman by the name of Miss Val asked me to be in a play, and I told her no countless times. And I always tell the story like she had to have an angel whispering in her ear because every time she saw me, she asked me, and she wouldn't stop asking me. And I did it once, and I fell in love. And I said, "Oh, wow." And I did a whole lot of research. I moved to Atlanta. I booked my first acting role about 2 years in, and then I booked Burning Sands, and then the rest is history. That film changed my life.
It changed your life. And I know when it comes down to whenever you talk about that, and even to this project, you mentioned that you're still so busy soaking in the moment right now with Sinners, I will just say. You're
Yes,
still
indeed.
soaking it in. What are you processing right now and what's happening to you in this moment?
I've never experienced a project with this level of reception and energy and momentum and people having their theories and breaking it down and doing reenactments. It's never been a time like this in my career. So I'm still experiencing it.
Mm.
There's no way to give an accurate description of what I'm experiencing while I'm still experiencing. I think I have to be a bit removed from it for quite some time to give an accurate hindsight analogy of what I'm feeling in this moment. But as of right now, I'd say if I could gather any adjective to describe it, it would be gratefulness. I'm grateful.
I love that. And that was a beautiful response and a very real response. And me asking you questions, I know a lot of people have just now discovered you because of this film, and they're
Mhm.
really deep diving and now going back to pay attention to all your other projects.
Mhm.
And I am curious, when it comes down to a project like this on this magnitude, and I know you processed a lot and you learned a lot. And with you being someone like yourself who is able to navigate the industry on a professional level, you do your thing. You really do.
Thank
What
you.
have you learned the most on this particular project by just simply being a fly on the wall?
That's an amazing question. I don't even want to answer that question so directly. I want to answer it from a macro perspective. I'm
Mm.
inspired.
Mm.
Being there for the amount of time that I was there, I was inspired. Seeing the trailer come out, I was grateful and inspired.
Mm.
Seeing the premiere of it, I was inspired. Seeing the world's reaction to it has me even more inspired. And to know that I was there for a large amount of the time that it was actually being brought to life
Mm.
and a part of what the internet is saying will be
Okay, I'm listening. What is it? I know they Google it.
will be history. This being a part of something the internet is saying will be history. This is something that I'm inspired by
Mm.
to shoot for the stars and whatever passion rooted in creativity that you possess to express it. And if it's what it's supposed to be, then the world will connect to it.
I
That
absolutely agree. Um,
Yes.
I will definitely say, even speaking from myself, anyone that knows me, all the movies that we have to watch, I'm not a late night owl. And that movie, I watched it at 8:30 p.m. And anybody knows that I will be falling asleep crashing by 10 o'clock or whatnot. And with the time, I was like, am I going to stay awake for this movie? And when I tell you, myself, along with everybody in the theater, and it
Hmm.
was beautiful. I watched it on a rooftop theater with the moon. I saw you, I saw everybody on that beautiful screen. And when I tell you everybody from the beginning to the end, I'm telling you, they were glued to the screen. People didn't even want to go to the bathroom. If they did, it was like quick, like hurry up and come right back.
I believe
That
it.
I want to tell you, that is what I experienced watching it. I felt the energy with other people in the room. Um, the music. I wanted to ask you about that. Whenever you're in these scenes, and
Hmm.
how would you say the music really like played a role within the movie, like on set? Like being on set. It's one thing where we're all watching it on the
Hmm.
TV screen. You're in the room, you're feeling the energy.
Hmm.
What was that like for you?
I'm the guy that I don't like answering things arbitrarily, right? Like when I answer it, I want to make sure I answer it with deep thought and truth. And that music was played half the time we were on set. Like it wasn't music playing throughout the
Right.
entirety of the production. The music was played when it was necessary to be played. But
Yeah.
when it was played, it resonated. Like I heard the songs that Miles Caton was singing before the world was privy to what was about to come. And hearing it, I just knew. I was like, this is going to be magical.
Yeah.
Somebody take me. Like I would constantly. I wasn't gift with. I wasn't blessed with the the gift of song.
I'll say Richard.
but no. It's just it was. You knew before the world got to experience this. It was one of those times where it's just you knew. You were hearing the music, and it resonated deeply, and you knew. It's like, oh, it's like when an artist is on a song before they come on and they say, "Oh, we got one," right? You know how your favorite artist they be like, "Oh, we
That
got one
one.
with this one," right? We got one, and that's how I felt. I was like, "Oh, this is one of the ones right here." That's how it felt.
Okay. I really like that. That makes a lot of sense, when it comes down to it, because I felt like it had its own character within itself. For
Mhm.
your particular part, for your scene, what was that like shooting it? Because I low key, my head gets into space, so I would feel like people were really after me. Did you feel like that?
Yes, I had to. Ryan is an amazing director, and we had a conversation. He explained to me like, I need you to bang on this door as if your life depended on it. Like it's a matter of life and death.
Mm.
And that's what I reached for when we had the discussion about the scene.
What was
So I
oh, I'm sorry.
no, please.
And now we're going to take a quick commercial break for our sponsor, Perpetrators in Government Systems, available now on Amazon Prime.
God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the food. Thank you for the hands that prepared the food. Most of all, thank you for life. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. I need both of you to understand that there's power, there's strength in numbers. And your king is nothing without the community.
Yo, Trust.
What's good, Tweet?
Congratulations on the win, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Keep up the good work, bro.
Appreciate it,
We
brother.
really appreciate you in this community, dog.
Ace, you can do great things to help progress your people. Just like your brother.
May I ask why we're being pulled over?
I'll be the one asking the questions.
Look, I'm a lawyer. I can show you my card right here.
Put your hands up! Both of you!
Today we greet one of our brothers, The time for rage is tomorrow.
Pick your head up. Your mom and daddy touching everybody's lives. Now Ace doing the same.
Unite or die.
Protests have erupted in at least 40 countries over the death of an unarmed black teen, Ace Shakur, at the hands of a police officer.
Resistance means we resist anything and anyone detrimental to our people as a whole. We believe in resistance over acceptance.
The fact that corruption is not only in this city, but it's in every city across this nation. And we are tired. We're tired of being the victim, only to be labeled the suspect.
I am the man now. 10 toes, we walk away.
Whenever you just described that, I can tell that you were reminiscing, and I'm like, I feel like he gave you so much powerful like advice and just wisdom talking to you. And I'm like, if you have any gifts to share or anything to bless the audience with, I know they will love that from your perspective.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm just saying, I love learning. I love education. And you're not a newbie. I'm not asking a newbie that doesn't know what they're doing. I talk to all sorts of filmmakers, and I will say, in your particular situation, you're a part of something very special. It's a part of history, I believe. So I have to ask these questions.
I've been taught how to act from many different perspectives. From a place of here and a place of here. And in that moment, I intertwine both. This film speaks a lot about our ancestors. So I tried to give a glimpse of what our ancestors would have experienced if someone or something that could bring ultimate destruction was after them. How hard would they bang? How loud would they scream to try to get into a place safely? That's what I intended to convey in that moment.
I love the fact that Ryan, he really did respect everyone.
100%. That's the thing with me. I'm a man of God, and I respect everyone's choices and decisions on how they maneuver through life, and it's not my place to speak on what anyone believes in.
I agree. Yeah. I do know that when it comes down to the research, I love that every little detail from spirituality to the history to the clothing choices, the location, all of that was methodically thought.
I believe so, 100%. Then you had the Oscar award-winning costume designer, Ruthie Carter, at the helm of the whole costume and wardrobe for the time. So it was going to be accurate, bulletproof, which it was.
Was there anything that surprised you on set? You had to have had something because this was
That's what I'm really thinking. I'm like, what surprised me on set? I'm sure there's something. And like I said, I don't want to just give a Hollywood answer, No, I want to give you the real.
What about who was the silliest on set, like the jokester?
Me.
What did you do to people? What did you do?
Cracking jokes, man. I'm a fun guy. I love to see people laugh and have a good time. So I just made sure I always came with great energy and smiles and coming in singing the songs. We're in New Orleans, so I'm singing Juvenile and Lil Wayne, coming in the hair and makeup trailer, making everybody's day and smile and laugh, and singing old Hot Boy songs, trying to get free tickets to the concert because we filmed during 4th of July weekend. It was Essence Fest. We were out in New Orleans and they had the Cash Money performance there. So I was like, all right, y'all from here, who got the plug? Okay.
You the life of the party. I know you the life of the party.
It was outside.
And I got a question too. So what's next for you? Because I know you like action. I know you like action, and I know you possibly are interested in maybe being a really cool superhero, maybe a dad?
I would love to. You're good. Yes. Those are both bullseyes. The the real is I'm currently up for some projects. In this industry, you just never know. And you'll drive yourself crazy trying to control what you can't. What I can 100% say is next for me is youtube.com/paths for us. We're building out some pretty cool and pretty amazing content over there. So everyone watching this, put eyes on it. You'll see a lot of episodes of content we've created already. It's art, it is informative, it is educational, but you're about to see scripted content on youtube.com/paths for us as well.
I love it. Thank you for even bringing that up. And if I can just ask you to speak just a little bit more and say, what was the reason behind why you started Path for Us?
In 2015, I was sitting in my apartment just north of Atlanta, a city called Marietta. And I heard from God, and He told me to start a nonprofit called Paths for Us. And I was like, okay, how? Silence, nothing. Okay. I went on with life. My career began to ascend. Beautiful things. I booked Burning Sands. I booked a plethora of other projects. And then it kind of hit a stalled out moment. And I was like, ooh, it's kind of quiet here. What exactly are we doing, right? And I said, I need to do something. I want to do something. I was like, I know a lot of information now. And it was like, dang, I know a lot of people now. I can do paths. And I started doing paths, and where we would go into the schools and the inner cities and educate the youth on the many different paths to entering the entertainment industry. In front of the camera and behind the scenes, I would bring my peers with me, along with people I admire and respect that just had an aligned heart to mine. And we would go into schools and educate the youth on not how to become an actor as far as the craft, but how to become an actor as far as the practical steps in establishing yourself, like the business of an actor, business of becoming a working actor or a stunt person, hair and makeup, etc. And then the pandemic hit, and we could no longer go into schools.
Yeah.
And it became a challenge. And I did something I said I vowed to never do, which was start a podcast. And I started a podcast. I said, fine, I'll do it. And I started a podcast called Paths for Us, because now we can get that same information out. And now anyone, anywhere that desires to be in entertainment can hear from credible entertainment industry professionals on how they got to where they are and how you can do the same, which is essentially a very similar format to what we would do in the schools. But creating in this space and seeing the freedom and the liberation that it brought while educating, it inspired me to do more. And then working with sinners, having the conversations I had on set, it just gave me exactly what I needed to know, that I should pour my all into it.
I love that. And you definitely do. You don't just do it. One thing I can say I respect about you, I don't just see it on the screen, but I definitely see it in your day-to-day practice in your life. And that speaks volumes. And so many young people are looking up to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And thank you so much for your time. And
Absolutely.
definitely, this was an amazing interview for sure.
Thank you for your time. This was an amazing interview. You caught me with some good ones. I didn't expect these. These were good. I was like, oh.
And there you have it, the amazing Christian Robinson. And so if you love that conversation, make sure you keep up with him at pathsforus.org, and make sure you also keep up with us and follow us here on Blonde Media. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. My name is Roselyn. So if you want to keep up with us and see what we have next in store, make sure you press that subscribe button. Bye, guys.